Cool. We're live. Oh man, my cable's showing. Really? Figures though. That figures. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. Okay. So we're painting this guy. This is my first time ever painting yellow. Like literally. The only other yellow I have is a contrast, not a contrast, speed paint. And I am learning now, like just how much pain Imperial Fists players must have to endure. Because this is suffering. This is definitely suffering right here. I am not going to obsess over it though. It doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. Like 2 coats is going to be good enough. It's going to probably get another wash. This is terrain. This is not an actual miniature. Like you see that? I don't know if you can. That's just one coat over black just looks gross. And I know there are tricks to make it like work a lot better. Yeah, I know those tricks exist. But like I said, I have not painted yellow before. Literally, I got this today. This is my first bottle of like actual yellow paint. I have never had to use yellow for anything, I don't think. I don't have a particularly good reason. You know, I don't have anything against the color, but it is what it is. So this is supposed to be an objective marker. That's the idea. So an objective is actually much smaller than this in 40K. It's only like 2 inches, but oh yeah, no, I am only using yellow on this because I felt like I had to. There's actual, like on this 3D print, these hazard stripes are actually like physical hazard stripes. So there's like, it's physically raised right there. So it's kind of like asking for it. I could have just dry brushed it with like some metallics and pretended like it didn't exist, but I think this is also something that's like, I don't know if this is in a Warhammer video game or something. I think somebody mentioned something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I've seen pictures of this online from the company that produces it, and yeah, they've got the hazard stripes on it. So yeah, I went with it. Anyway, it's supposed to be an objective marker. And objectives are actually 2 inches, but you have to, like, you can be within a certain range. This disc is actually 7.8 inches, right? So if you are on this, you are within range of the objective, is the idea. And then just that center 2 inches, and I probably encroached on a little bit, but that center 2 inches has to be clear from what I understand. Like you can have terrain that overlaps with the objective as a whole, but not that center 2 inches. So I just had to keep that area clear. So that was the whole plan. The idea being that, you know, this will kind of tell a story. And we've got this guy over here. This poor, you know, blood angel who's been stabbed in the chest. So The idea being that, hey, you know, you're playing Space Marines, you're swooping into this objective to like save your buddy and secure the objective. And if you're playing, you know, Xenos or Chaos, you're trying to kill this guy, you know, this poor helpless dude. I'm actually the poor helpless dude right now, painting yellow on these hazard stripes that nobody is ever really going to see or care about. I don't even know. I'm doing this just for, I don't know, my own entertainment at this point, or yours. But I have a whole series of these planned. I actually posted on the channel. It looks like a crab. What specifically looks like a crab? This thing or this guy right here? I'm curious to know what you think looks like a crab. But no, I have the first video on the channel where I actually like made this thing. The little guy looks like a crab. Maybe I need to get it closer. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is something I've seen other people do. Like I am by no means like the first person to have ever done this. So I'm not like taking credit for the idea. But it's fun because it's like terrain with a purpose, you know what I mean? Like this you know, this isn't just some like ruins or something like that. This actually serves a purpose in game and it can tell a story. That's the idea. I have another one actually. So this is the very first one I ever made. Let me move this one out of the way. And so the problem with this one, this was just like for fun. This is from like a toy truck. Is what this was from. World Eaters, no, actually this is Blood Angels inspired, but yeah, it could work with World Eaters, right? It could work with anything really. Either one. I mean, the red is probably, yeah, World Eaters or Blood Angels, one or the other. You could go either way. But yeah, this is the first one I did, and this was like from like a toy truck. It was like the engine or something. I don't know what it was. And I'm like, oh, you know, this would be cool. Added a whole bunch of rocks to it. It looks nifty. Probably not very useful in game, if I'm being honest. It was more like, I don't know, it could be used as scatter terrain, and technically it's not the correct size. It's too small. But it's just like on a wooden disc. And then I'm going to be working on this one next. And so this is the next one. I just have this one primed. I went a little bit simpler on this one. And we've got another dead space, but this guy's having a really bad day right here. In case you can't tell. But then this is actually a scaled down version of that thing that I can never remember the name of. That's like a terrain unit, whatever those things are that nobody uses except they're really cool. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I clearly put more time into these than I probably should. This is what keeps me out of trouble, so they say. But I have a comm station planned. I can't remember what. A comm station and a crashed tank are two others that I have plans for. I need a fifth. Oh, absolutely. Less mentally insane. Well, I don't know. That's what I try to tell myself, but I've been doing 40K stuff for like a year, and I don't know. It's maybe my, you know, I don't know if I'm more or less insane. Like if you're talking about like being an eccentric personality, I'm out there. Although yeah, it's definitely therapy. Hobby therapy, for sure. And these aren't the only things that I'm working on too, but these are definitely the most therapeutic. Like the most frustrating thing to me personally is like painting a character model where, because just for whatever reason, like mentally, you're like putting yourself under all this pressure for it to be done like perfect. Like even just painting a squad of, Marines or whatever. I also paint Tyranids. Like, of course, most newbies to Warhammer these days. You know, that's less stressful than like painting a character. And this is even less stressful than that. Oh yeah, we'll come back in with a wash on this one. And actually, for terrain, I use, like when I do something big across the whole thing, I use cheaper paints. So I am using Army Painter on like some of the details, but I actually make my own washes out of cheap acrylic paint for stuff like this. Gosh, my cable's getting in the way. I can just spray this all over and then dab it off with a paper towel. And this like costs me like 10 cents. It's water, mostly water. A little bit of like cheap acrylic paint, like literally acrylic paint you could get at the dollar store. So it would cost me even less than 30 cents, right? Because you wouldn't even use the whole bottle. And then literally like a drop of dish soap, you shake this up and you're good to go. And this is black wash. I've got one here that's kind of a brown black. That looks really appealing. So, yeah, I'm going to be releasing a video for this that actually shows doing that. Like, I actually made the brown wash for this video, but the recipe is pretty simple. I mean, you can find it elsewhere online. And then I use just cheap acrylics for the rocks and for the grass as well. This is not very well mixed up. It looks really weird, but whatever. It works. That way I'm not wasting like my Citadel and Army Painter stuff on, terrain, especially big terrain pieces. That's, not the best use of those, especially when they're like, $5 or more a bottle. You really want those things to be used on miniatures or, hazard stripes like we're doing now. Angron, the new, is there a new one? Are we talking the 40K one? Because I know that there's a 30K version. But yeah, oof. Yeah, I don't play World Eaters. Otherwise, I would probably have Angron by now because I'm pretty sure like he's kind of necessary. Although I don't know, they got a new codex, so I don't know. Yeah, the 40K one. No, he's pretty gnarly. He would be fun to paint. He would take me a long time to paint. To be honest with you, I would take my time with a Primarch. I have not painted a Primarch yet. So that would be a first. Oh no, I imagine he looks very detailed. I could see him taking a long time. He better take a long. If you paint Angron and it doesn't take you that long, then I don't know. Either you're really good or maybe you just don't need him to be that detailed. I don't know. Oh, it took you 4 months to paint Angron? I bet. 4 months on one model. Hey, but when you think about it, when people tell you Warhammer is expensive, like, yes, it is. It is objectively expensive. The price tag on the box is a big number that sometimes has more than 2 digits. But, 4 months of hobbying is, that's worth it, I'd say. It's a curse. Yes. Such is life. The hobby will do that to you. But you know, I don't know, as far as curses go, it's not the worst. There are much worse curses you could get. I don't think I've ever had any of those, but I'm pretty sure there are worse curses than, you know, plastic addiction. I actually switched to I caved in and I got the 3D printer. And I 3D print a lot of stuff I do because I couldn't keep up with, you know, buying plastic kits all the time. And I just wanted to paint more than my budget could afford. Oh, Karn is sick. Karn is sick. That is a world eater that I would definitely want to paint. World eaters actually have a lot of cool models. But I paint so much red playing Blood Angels that like I don't need another red army. But yeah, as an individual character, Karn, I would honestly pick up Karn before I'd pick up Angron personally to paint. Oh yes, the Exalted 8-bound. Yeah, I saw that guy. The 8-bound, they're monsters, dude. I think that's the first time that they've gotten like a character unit for them, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an expert on the World Eater's range or their codex by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I play Blood Angels. My son plays Tyranids, which means I paint Tyranids because it's a horde army, so there's way too many models. He's 10. So I still make him paint as much as possible, but he's got school and stuff and he can't stay up late like I can. So and of course he picked a red color scheme for his Tyranids too. So I paint red when I paint my army, and I paint red when I paint his army. And I need to start something new and different. Oh yeah, Ultramarines are sick, man. People give Ultramarines a lot of crap, and I mean even I do occasionally. Like I'll make the joke, like, oh, you know, the Ultramarines, they're the, you know, whatever. Honestly, I think most of the flack Ultramarines get is like Rabute Gilliman. If you're familiar with the characters, like that stuff, like Rabute Gilliman, I'm not a fan. But Titus, dude. Okay, Titus is badass. Titus is my boy. And Marnius Calgar, yeah. They've got great characters. They do. They do. I would say they are actually underrated as a chapter, personally. Cool thing is about Tyranids, you guys could have them in slightly different colors if you wanted. That's how High Fleets work color-wise. Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I actually painted, before my son made up his mind, I painted a couple of his models in High Fleet Leviathan. I actually really liked that color scheme personally. But yeah, he went for Kronos. So black flesh underneath with red. You know what? Let me grab a model. Hang on one second. What can I grab that's going to look good? Yeah, here we go. Okay. So base isn't finished. But this is the Swarm Lord. My son got this for Christmas? No. Just because? I can't remember. But he's a little dusty. So yeah, lots of red. The fact that there's blue and green on it, that actually saves my sanity with all the red. But yeah, This guy was fun to touch up. I've got to finish his base, though. I haven't actually finished the base because I've been so busy painting termagants for his army. And then this is one of my Blood Angels. Terminator Sergeant with a gold helmet. This guy's base is finished, though. Not sure how well you can see that. So yeah, lots of red between the two armies. Lots of red. But yeah, I'm looking at starting Death Guard. And I also want to play around with Thousand Sons. I don't know that I'll make like huge armies for either of those, but just kind of fun to have something to noodle around with when I'm, you know, tired of painting red. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the second edition Tyranids, I think they were High Fleet Behemoth. High Fleet Behemoth is kind of like the opposite, if I'm not mistaken. Like, their flesh is red and their armor is blue, I think. So yeah, actually very similar color scheme, but kind of inverted. And yeah, I typically, when I do, so this guy here, I'm trying to remember what I did. I'm not super big into like edge highlights personally. I think this is primarily ball red, and then I actually came in because I didn't like I wanted more depth. I came in with Mephiston red, and then there's just a wash over this. I think Army Painter dark tone. But yeah, that recipe sounds awesome actually. Corn red, Mephiston red. Oh yeah, that's like and then Evil Sun Scarlet. Yeah, I actually have. I even have my Wild Rider red right here. So when I feel up to it, I will go that route. My army is in like perpetually in some state of close to being doneness, where like there's models at different stages. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put a varnish on that thing yet because I might come up and, you know, I might come back and touch it up or something. And that's my excuse for, you know, constantly going back and tinkering with it. But yeah. Oh yeah. I usually use washes for shadows and for the recesses because I'm a dad with 3 kids, and so I only have so much time. But one of these days, I do need to try, like, just straight up heavy metal style, painting those recesses, like, directly. I do need to give it a try, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, time is the main thing, if I'm being honest. Between the day job, taking care of kids, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. To all the men here watching, if you don't have kids, they're the best thing that will ever happen to you. So keep that in mind. This is not a complaint. It's just a reality of being a parent. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Ours is the blood, brother. Blood Angels are sick. I was drawn to them mainly because of their lore. When I got into Warhammer 40K, it was actually kind of a funny story. But I looked into the lore of all the various Space Marine chapters. I'm like, Blood Angels, they sound freaking badass. And so I went with it. The Black Rage, the Red Thirst, Sanguinius, you know, all that. I'm scared of women. Well, you know what, my friend? You should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't be scared of women. Just got to find one who's the right match for you. And it's worth it in the end, you know. It's worth it when you get there. You got to find the right one, though. And that's not always easy. I do not envy young men these days, to be honest with you. I'm almost 40. But I met my wife, my now wife, about 9 years ago. So, and she's my second. So I've been around the block. I have been around the block, my friends, so I know how things can go bad. You are right to be scared. Just got to do your due diligence. But no, actually, how I got into Warhammer 40K, I have another YouTube channel that something totally unrelated. And it's not even, it was another thing. It's another project I'm working on, not 40K related, but it is related to sci-fi, like science fiction. And so I did this video I was doing these videos where I would take like sci-fi memes and like read them out loud and kind of, you know, make some commentary on them. And it was kind of fun, you know, it was interesting. It was relevant to what I was working on. And then one of them was a 40K meme, which is like comparing the space travel methods of different sci-fi franchises. And it's like Star Wars, you know, they do, I don't know, whatever they do. Hyperspace is it? And Star Trek, you know, their method of faster than light travel. And then it shows Warhammer 40K and it says, "We traveled through hell." And I made a short on that and that got like over 10,000 views. And before that, I was not really exposed that much to Warhammer. This was over a year ago. And I was like, okay, what's this all about? Because dudes were leaving all kinds of comments and they're debating the lore. And I'm like, okay, it's not like I'm just, you know, chasing clicks and views. But like, what is the deal? Like, why is everybody so, you know, up in arms about the subtle details that I missed in my little, you know, 30-second video or whatever. So I dug into the lore, and then I went to my local game store with my son. And we just started looking at boxes on the shelf. And he was drawn to the Tyranids. I was drawn to the Blood Angels, so that made sense. 10th edition starter sets and everything worked out really well. I was like, okay, if we're gonna try this thing, we need to like actually try it and see if we like it. So we got that like starter pack that literally had like 2 models in it, an Infernus Marine and a Termagant. Painted those, we loved it. Got one of the larger sets, had tons of fun. And yeah, now here we are. Now here I am painting, you know, objective markers live on YouTube. So that's how life works. That is how life works. All right, you know, I'm kind of satisfied with that for now. I think it's not going to be perfect, but Eldari are, honestly, I don't know a whole lot about them, like lore-wise, but they have some sick models. And, you know, I try not to write off anything in Warhammer 40K, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Tau, or, you know, yuck, and this, that, or the other, and like everybody likes what they like. And I try not to, because I've done it to myself sometimes. We're like, oh yeah, you know, Death Guard, they don't seem that interesting. And then I see a model and I'm like, oh, you know, I think I've changed my mind on Death Guard. Or I hear some little bit of the lore, like Thousand Sons, learning about Magnus's kind of backstory and like his role in the Horus Heresy and all that stuff. and like the rivalry between them and the Space Wolves. And it's like, okay, that's just neat. Now that makes me want to build some of those guys too. All right. Well, I think those hazard stripes are pretty good. There's some spots I can touch up, and I knew I was gonna have to do that. But I think for now, like, what's the most exciting thing? We can bring in some metallics, I think. Oh yeah, Mortarion is just, he looks insane. I'm not sure how good he is in the game. I know a lot of people are kind of like iffy, I think, about Mortarion in game, but yeah, he's a sick model. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, gunmetal. Gunmetal will look good, right? Oh yes, that Grim Reaper looking dude. I think that's exactly like, I totally get what you're saying. I've seen that model before, and that thing is just absolutely sick. Yes, that's a model that I would buy personally, without knowing anything about it, other than it looks cool. By the way, guys, you're here for a fun pro tip. If you're addicted to Monster like I am, take those caps off the big ones, you pop these off, and you have like little things to put your paint in, and then you can just ditch them when you're done. I know some people use wet palettes and stuff. I don't. I don't usually have like really long painting sessions, so I just use like a little drop of paint and I move on. There you go. Hopefully, if you didn't get anything useful out of this, anything else useful out of this, at least you got that, right? Gunmetal. I just bought today, I broke down, oh man. Okay, I actually bought a lot today. This is not me trying to brag. But I bought the Army Painter Fanatics because I have a lot of contrast paints, but I needed some solid colors, some solid acrylics. Ooh, yeah, he got a little excited there. All right. Yeah, let's go just a little bit right on there. We're gonna be dry brushing. You know what? I'm gonna actually, oh yeah, I gotta clean that up. Let's see here. What size are we going with? This will work. Wow. Okay. But we'll just take that right off the cap. That way it doesn't go to waste and clog those all up. Oh, the John Blanche series. And for Angron, that makes a lot of sense. No, I know. I saw that I saw that box there today, too, and I was torn. I was like, oh, maybe I should get that one, because the colors in there are just, oh, the color palette in that box is just excellent. So I'm jealous of you, actually, to be quite honest. Okay. And there we go. All right. I think we got enough of the. Oh, this is kind of a big brush. Let's just go in here on some of these spots real gingerly. Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, you might hear one of my kids in the background here when they woke up. But no, yeah, Army Painter is a good price, and it's good quality. Good quality. There are honestly some paints in the Army Painter line that I prefer over Citadel. Oh, corn red would actually be paired pretty well with those colors in the John Blanche line. One second, I gotta make sure my daughter is actually getting. No, she's good. Okay, I think she got her. All right. Thought I was gonna have to step away there for a second. All right. So anywhere where I've got black on here, for the most part, is going to get hit with these gunmetal metallics. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I could see that easily. Especially if you have a decent-sized army. You could go through a pot of that in no time. In no time at all. Ooh, this is turning out really nice. I am really liking this right now. The center, this orb thing in the middle, by the way, is supposed to be like a glowing ball of plasma. So it's gonna get a white base coat on it. This will be the last thing that I do. And then we're gonna put some plasma coil glow on there. So that thing looks like it's, you know, a ball of plasma. I guess that's the idea. Just get some happy little gunmetal there. Oh yeah. Yes. I know I've looked up like color conversions between the three major brands. Yeah, the colors are pretty close. The colors are very close. I'm one of those though where like I painted my first Blood Angels with Blood Angels red, Ball red, and Mephiston red. And I have yet to paint them with anything that wasn't Citadel. Because I'm just nervous that I'm not gonna get it right. Like it's gonna be just slightly off. I gotta bite the bullet one of these days and do it with like the Army Painter range or what have you. Dude, a Rhino, Lord Invocatus, and a Hellbrute. Hellbrutes are sick, man. Like most of you who are on the internet and like Warhammer, you've either played or seen Space Marine 2, and just the scene where the Dreadnought, I don't even remember his name, Emperor's light be upon him, lead me to the slaughter. That's just, and he like, you know, just rams his gun into the Hellbrute. Oh, okay, he's badass. And I have plans for some Dreadnoughts that I'm going to do on the channel. Yes, I kind of spoiled it. I did say Dreadnoughts plural. You'll see. Subscribe if you want to find out. That video probably won't come out for a month, but you'll see it when you see it. But yeah, no, Hellbrutes too. They're just so freakish looking that it's like I'm drawn to chaos, brothers. I don't know what to do. Someone help me. Berserkers, man. The Khorne Berserkers. See, I've got a problem. Because I'm already like playing around with Death Guard, and I've got some 3D printed Thousand Suns off camera here somewhere, and now you're giving me the World Eater's itch. Because now I'm thinking about it. I'm weird though, and I've got to like put my own twist on things. Like my Blood Angels are a successor chapter, and I'm doing weird stuff with the Death Guard that I'm planning to do, and my Thousand Suns that I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm newer to the game, so like the new Dreadnoughts are all I know. And so I totally like but I totally respect those older models. And they're just they're classic. The newer ones, like yeah, they're big, brutal looking, to be quite honest with you. But the older ones, even though they're like a little bit smaller, a little bit slighter, they're still great models. Oh yeah, Khorne has got me in his grasp. It's solidly at this point. I'm sure I'm gonna have to do something World Eaters at some point. It's honestly a matter of fitting it into my schedule. I am of the age where I have to schedule my hobbies. In fact, this channel was created in part to like motivate me to make progress on my projects that I wanted to do. Like I've got a whole Warhammer board, like a you know, the ones where they get the foam sheets and whatnot. Like I made an entire board that is kind of languishing in like the early stages. And one of these days I'm just going to live stream the thing because it's motivating to me to get like the social engagement from people. Like I don't need, like I'm never like, if this channel ever gets monetized, that's cool. Whatever. I don't really, doesn't bother me. My day job takes care of me and my family. I'm very fortunate in that regard. So this is just more for like, you know, hey, this is for fun. And the feedback I've gotten from people is like really motivating. And just to kind of continue like creating content. It's kind of fun. It's social media, guys. It's social media. Like be social with people. I think that's the idea. But thanks for showing up, everybody. If you're here, leave a like, I guess, if you like it. Most of my content is kind of snarky and I make inappropriate jokes. So if you're into that thing, you know, there's more where that came from. And I'm also kind of half decent at stuff. You might occasionally learn something from me. Like every now and then. Oh, yes. War bands. Exactly. See, I didn't know that at first. I didn't know that Chaos Space Marines had war bands. I'm like, okay, Space Marines have chapters, and Chaos Space Marines, just, you know, they don't. Well, no, apparently they do. They don't call them chapters. Ah! Okay, weird shot here, guys, but I got to get this part. Yeah, war bands. There's actually some really neat war bands out there. I'm actually kind of personally a fan of like recent war bands that have fallen to chaos. Like there's that one, and I'm totally not remembering the name. But they are, I think, currently in 40K. They're like kind of rivals to the Black Legion in some respects. We're like, they were loyalists recently, you know. They did not fall to chaos during the events of the Horus Heresy. They fell to chaos much, much later. And I want to actually, in my Death Guard army I have planned, I want to incorporate actually some Primarchs Marines that I'm going to convert into Plague Marines and things like that. So it's like, no, these are fresh meat for Papa Nurgle. Hey, yeah, no, I try not to be serious. The thing is, there's so many, like, I watch all kinds of, I'm like you guys. I watch Warhammer YouTube, like, every day. You know, I have my favorite channels that I watch, personally, and they're great, and I love their content. I know that I am, in some cases, I'm not as skilled as them, and I'm not even necessarily trying to be. So, like, I can't wow you with some video where I'm like, hey, watch me kit bash, like, Fulgrim into Vulcan and paint him, like, to some really absurd level where you're, like, sitting there drooling the whole video. I don't think I could pull that off, but I can make you laugh. You know what I mean? I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So, hey, I kind of missed that spot. I'm just gonna put a lot of black wash in that recess right there. Oh yeah, Fulgrim is Fulgrim is special. The model is just. I mean, it's well sculpted. I'll say that. It's not a model that like of the demon. I would paint any of the demon Primarchs. I'm probably going to wind up painting. At some point, I am probably going to wind up painting the first three, Angron, Mortarion, and Magnus. Fulgrim, I don't really have a desire to pick up that model. But I'm happy for the Emperor's Children players that they got that. I'm really happy for them because, you know, it's been a while. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know when the last official Fulgrim model was out. I imagine there has to be. I know there was a 30K one. But, you know, the Emperor's Children have not been really supported until recently. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you pissed off a lot of people. I know how you World Eaters players are. As a Blood Angel, you know, we kind of have a little bit of a rivalry with you guys. I'm not mad. Fulgrim can, you know, he can, I don't know, he can do whatever. Actually, a funny short I released yesterday about, don't go watch it now, you're watching a live video, but, you know, maybe watch that later, I don't know. Not a bad model, though. But there were, I don't even remember the name of the channel. He converted it into a chaos corrupted like Dornian heresy Vulcan. Dornian heresy is another thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Dornian heresy or not, but it's like a fan alternative to the Horus heresy, in which Dorn is the one who falls to chaos instead of Horus. And so it's kind of like, it's a little on the nose, but, you know, that's par for the course for 40K. And all the legions that were loyalist wind up being traitors of one sort or another. And all of the Chaos legions wind up being loyalist. And so it's the Chaos legions that are actually the most interesting. So I think, yes, it was Pete. Yes, Pete. Pete the Wargamer, I think. Yes, I've watched, he converted Angron into Chaos corrupted Lehman Russ. And that was just, I think that was like the first video of his that I ever saw. And I'm like, okay, this dude knows what he's doing. It was like, it's something to aspire to. Yeah, I'm going to dry brush some of the red. It's metal, so there should be some metallic edges on there, actually. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, when I found out that he did Vulcan, I was like, okay, that's going to be good. I was being very selective with this dry brush, and I totally did not need to. Oh, yes, Iron, I think they did, didn't they? I don't know all the ins and outs of the Dornian heresy, but like I've seen the color schemes for the Imperial Fists as the Black Legion with the colors swapped, where, you know, it's, I think they're primarily like gold with black trim instead. And oh man, looks good. Then that's another army that I want to do. I think what I'll probably wind up doing is just make a squad of something. Like paint one squad, 5 or 10 man. You know, see if that scratches the itch, and then if it doesn't scratch the itch, then I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm starting a new army. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Pete is beyond awesome. He's very talented all around too. like the kit bashing and the painting. He's got a lot going for him. And that's the thing, like that's the kind of channel that I really enjoy to watch myself. But you know, as like a content creator myself, I'm not that snooty. Like I know I can't create that level of content. I just can't, because I need more sleep than it would take me to sacrifice in order to do something like that. But you know, that's everybody's got to fill their niche. So absolutely. But you know, yeah, in fact, I would say his channel is probably one of the things that inspired me to try kit bashing. I never really like. I stayed away from kit bashing for a while because I'm like, okay, I just need to build this army, my blood angels. My son has an army that needs to be built. Like I just need to like focus on the basics. You know what I mean? And not go too crazy. And I gave it a shot. It was after I think it was after I got the 3D printer. And yeah, no, dude, it's a ton of fun. The building of models is really one of the most enjoyable parts for me. I know a lot of people like, I enjoy the painting, but like assembling them, building them, putting them together. And if you like that, then kit bashing is right up your alley. Oh yeah, Scratch. I'm not sure if you're referring to like a specific channel. If there's a channel called Scratch Bashing, or just Scratch Bashing in general. But yeah, no, I've watched my fair share of Scratch Bashing stuff. In fact, when I first got into 40K, because I was trying to be a responsible adult and not blow all my money on models and stuff, I did some Scratch Bash terrain. Okay, it is a channel. I'll have to check it out. I might have. Who's the guy? He does a lot of Necromunda stuff, and he would do like trash terrain builds for Necromunda, Kill Team. I haven't watched any of his videos recently, and I think he comes out. He has maybe one video a month or something like that. I think that's a different channel than what you're talking about. But no, I've watched his channel, and he did all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm sure that would be right up my alley. I did like cardboard boxes into. Are they around here? I think they are. Oh, they're right over here. Yeah, give me 5 seconds. I can still talk to you though. Here we go. Yeah, let me move this out of the way. So I did some of these. These are supposed to be ruins, right? And these are just cardboard boxes. This was literally like, okay, I'm brand new to 40K, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do this because I'm interested and I want to see if I really enjoy this hobby. And cardboard, stripped down, lots of what's that stuff? That's not, it's glue, but it's like not glue. What is it? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, and then, you know, just paint. This is like really simple. I have not come in and dolled this thing up. And then I made one to go with it as well. It was just slightly different. Put a bunch of rocks here at the bottom so it actually looked like there was some rubble there. But yeah. So the thing, if you're going to use cardboard, I recommend you strip the outer layer so you get this look. In hindsight, I would have tried to make this look more like sheet metal because you can tell. And there's usually a side that is wider like this, and then the other side is usually narrower if you rip open a cardboard box. Most cardboard boxes anyway. So yeah. Oh yeah. They are a classic. Those classic ruins. Thank you for the compliment. And yeah, I'm not going to get rid of those things. In fact, I'm probably going to make more at some point and just make them a little better, or maybe use some MDF. I don't know, but just the whole experience of like making the thing from scratch is so satisfying. And I've been getting the itch to do it some more. I've got a box of like trash bits specifically for that purpose, that I just set things aside, like all kinds of random things. And one of these days, I'm just gonna be obsessively trash bashing stuff, all kinds of stuff. When I'm not doing one of the other 5 million things, or 40,000 things. That's why they call it Warhammer 40K, because you'll wind up trying to do 40,000 different projects. once you get addicted, you'll be like trying to do everything. It's such a deep hobby, really. There's so much you can do. I didn't even realize that. Like, the idea of painting miniatures never appealed to me. I was introduced to nerddom through Magic the Gathering when I was 11 years old. My next door neighbor, he exposed me to 2 things. One was Magic the Gathering, and 2 was his dad's adult magazines that he'd snuck. That was fun. Sorry, kids, you better leave the room. But no, yeah, he introduced me to Magic the Gathering, and I played Magic all my life. Introduced my son to it a few years back. Like, love Magic. I mean, it's gone. I'll be honest with you, as somebody who started playing in the era of Mirage, the game has changed a lot, and I look at it now, and half of it, I'm not sure what I'm seeing. And coming to 40K felt very refreshing. I got to be honest with you. I'm sure there's some folks, probably even here in the chat, who you've been like doing 40K for 30 years, and you're like, what are you talking about? They've ruined 40K. But I don't know, to me, it just felt like it was a pure hobby experience, gaming experience. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it was, I'm glad that I found this hobby in more ways than one. More ways than one. They say it's like therapy, you know what I mean? And I think like the creators, the Games Workshop, they kind of knew. They like knew that early on, because in the Blood Angels lore, right? There's the Red Thirst, the Black Rage, and what do? What's one of the things that they do to avoid the Red Thirst and the Black Rage? They make art, they paint, music, what have you. I think there's some subtle messaging there, which is honestly like the messaging of 40K is really solid. Like, it's incredibly violent and dark, but the underlying messaging, I think it resonates with a lot of young men in ways that I think are positive, to be quite honest with you. So don't let your mom tell you otherwise. See, that's the problem, is I'm gonna ruin 40K for you by telling you that it's meant to instill good things in you, and you're gonna be like, oh no, I can't play it anymore. I thought I was supposed to be a degenerate. Oh yeah. Well, MTG is like the easy way in, because you can get cards are cheap, man. You can get them from your friends. All the cards I had when I was new, like my friend gave to me. My friend, he gave me a Lion's Eye Diamond. He gave me his Lion's Eye Diamond because at the time it was trash. He's like, here, you can just have this card. And I don't still have it, sadly. I turned that in for store credit, and I think I got a box of Scars of Mirrodin or Mirrodin Besieged, one or the other. Godzilla and Transformers in MTG is ridiculous. I've got to say that like on some level, like that's what some of us would have wished for, was to see that sort of thing. But then we got it and we were like, wait, no. And I think at this point we're saying it's that's enough slices, please. Yeah. Yeah, the new mechanics, as somebody who's played Magic the Gathering for a long time, the new mechanics, really what they're doing is they're disguising the repetition. They're doing the same thing over and over again. They're just disguising that it's the same thing by doing a couple things different and adding flavor to it. But I could totally see how that would be confusing. When you've played Magic the Gathering for long enough, you see a new mechanic and you're like, oh, that's just this mechanic, but you changed it. Or, oh, that's just this and you gave it a different name. Which is fine, you know, it's flavor and stuff. I sounded like an elite from Halo 2. What? Dude. And, you know, Halo's got minis now too, man. Halo Flashpoint? Is it Flashpoint? They look neat. I'm interested if I'm being honest. And I probably would paint elites. I probably should get some elites. Oh, yeah. No, dude. How did I wind up playing Halo the first time? I'm trying to remember. So I don't think we had an Xbox. Like the first Xbox. I think I played it at a friend's house or something. And it wasn't until Halo 2. Okay, that's a little yuck there, but whatever. It's terrain. It's terrain. We're okay. But you know, I wasn't until Halo 2 where I think we actually had an Xbox, because my parents wouldn't get me an Xbox. They got my little brother an Xbox. And so that's when I actually got to like play Halo 2 all the time whenever I wanted. Or just Halo in general. But no, yeah, I love that franchise too. It's really too bad what's kind of happened with it over the years, and kind of the direction that 343 took things in. I am kind of a purist when it comes to the lore. Personally, I can respect people who enjoy the games, and I've played, you know, I think I played like Halo 4 was all right. Halo 5, I don't think I even finished it. I was just like, what is going on? And the most recent one, the one that I'm trying to remember right now, the open world one, you know, that one actually I had some fun with. I thought it was kind of neat. I don't know what the heck they're doing with the story, but you know, at this point, it's kind of like, whatever. Just let me be Master Chief and let me, you know, be a badass, and I'll be happy. Yes, Halo Infinite, thank you. I knew it was a word that had letters in it. Okay, is that enough? Is that enough gunmetal on that? Have we made that? You know, I think it looks. Oh, I just broke off a rock, kids. Oh, man. And actually, this is a good behind-the-scenes moment, because you'll notice that's glass. So, little trick. If you're in the U.S., go to Dollar Tree and make this stuff. this decorative glass. It's over here. Let me grab it. Let me grab it without like knocking everything over. All right. This stuff. They have this at the Dollar Tree. It's decorative crushed glass. You can also find this on Amazon. In fact, shameless plug, I have an affiliate link in my bio on YouTube. If you don't have a Dollar Tree near you, you can't find it, you can get a like $10 bag that is literally like a lifetime supply. But the stuff at Dollar Tree is perfectly fine. Go get that. It comes in different colors, but it doesn't matter because you're gonna paint it. But here's the thing about these things, right? So if you get a rock, that rock has been weathered and worn down from erosion, right? Even rocks where they're like decorative rocks, they're usually smooth. You paint that, it looks weird. It doesn't actually look like a rock. This guy, if you can see it, has all these pretty little edges, right? Because it's a crushed piece of glass. So when you paint it, it looks like a rock. Now this one looks like a rock that's also a very skinny piece of pizza, but that's neither here nor there. And then there's also some larger pieces like this. These are intended for fireplaces, like not fireplaces, fire pits. It's like fire pit glass. You can get this at like Home Depot or whatever. And yeah, I just keep this stuff on hand all the time. They make great rocks. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. They lose the plot. Part of it, if I can. So it's funny that you say this. Because you're talking about plot, you're talking about stories. I happen to be a bit of a storyteller myself. That's all I'm going to say because I'm not trying to like use this as a tangent to talk about stuff. But yes, they absolutely do. I obsess over storytelling myself, and they lose sight of the plot. And part of it was, I think 343 taking over, and there was something in the handoff there that I think went wrong. Because I grew up, back in my day when I played Halo, we all understood that humanity, they were actually whatever they were called, the ones that the aliens worshipped. Crap, my whole impression fell flat there because I couldn't remember the word. And then 343 came along and was like, well, no, those guys are a different alien species, and humanity, they weren't actually the Forerunners. That's what it was. See, I always grew up believing humanity was the Forerunners. That was like the whole point. And then they changed it. And it was like, like there's some very, very direct like implications that no, humanity and the Forerunners are the same species. And there was kind of the whole irony of the whole thing. But whatever. Yeah, no, 40K, I don't know, 40K, the way they've expanded it, first of all, it's all been kept in-house. Like, so it's still Games Workshop, so it's still controlled by, like, the original company. They've done a very good job of maintaining the integrity of their IP for the most part. And I know there's some recent things that people are going to have big disagreements on, and some people for political reasons. Okay, we'll just come out and say it. It's the female Space Marines and the female Custodes and that sort of thing. Nope, I have no problem with women in the 40K setting, and even women being super soldiers and being badass. But like, there was an established lore, and like, that matters to some people. I'm not trying to get political, guys. The political aspect of it, I don't care about. So yeah, there's a few things where they're kind of being maybe a little. They're kind of doing whatever, but for the most part, I think they've kept their IP pretty clean, or pretty stable. Tip of the day: base coat skulls with Army Painter Ivory White, and use Citadel Agrax Earthshade. Oh yes, see, I know what you're talking about because I've done something similar. Got way too much junk here. Ugh. Where is this guy? Did his hand fall off? Yeah, it did. All right, this guy was a star of the channel at one point. My derpy Terminator chaplain, his hands are magnetized. But that's what I did for his mask there. Something very similar to that. Just straight up white and then a wash of, I think I just did I did a black wash over that. But it's very simple. That's all it takes. And my camera's focus sucks. Right there, is that better? That's better. There we go. That's not too bad. Yeah, no, I feel like 40K has kept a good hand on their stuff. I think a lot of the novels, the fact that it's written in novel form a lot of the lore comes out in novels, and also that those novels are typically written by the same people. They keep all that stuff on a very tight leash. My dog is looking at me like I need to give her something and I don't know what. What do you want? What do you want? You never ask me for anything. But yeah. Now, these skulls, there's skulls on here, guys. I have a thing for skulls. If you've watched the channel, you probably figured that out. It's bad, actually. But there's skulls on here. And so I have to paint them gold. I feel compelled. I probably got way too much tainted gold here on my palette, but whatever. We're gonna go with it. Yes, I did mean the Forerunners. That's what I was trying to say. Just always, like, it was just kind of set up that way. From Halo 1. From Halo 1, it was set up. You kind of figured it out. Guilty Spark calls him the Reclaimer. They're talking about the Forerunners who built the Halo rings. It all lined up and made sense. And then they retconned it for no reason. Like, I understand retcons sometimes you need to happen, but it seems like it was being done for, I don't know, who knows what. Halo 2 was horrifying in what way? Like, you were scared? I'm not sure what you mean. Or the story? You didn't like the story? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. I think that Halo 2... oh, you had the brightness lower. I see what you mean. Okay. I thought you were about to bash Halo 2, and I'm like, hold on now. Hold on a minute. But no, yeah, if you... yeah, that's the way to do it. I have yet to introduce my son to Halo, but he's turning 11 this summer, and it's not like that's some landmark. We're like, you're 11 now, and now you can play violent video games. But I'm like, this summer you and I need to play Halo. He knows about the flood. Like he knows about like he's seen Halo. Like he's seen stuff, but he hasn't played the game. And so I am just really looking forward to his first experience playing through Halo when the floods show up. I haven't played Doom. I should. I just don't. I honestly don't have a lot of time to play video games, guys. I'm either doing this or I'm playing video games. And I should probably be sleeping. But whatever. Oh, yeah. The flood are a nightmare. And it was so well executed in Halo 1. Halo Combat Evolved. It was so well executed. The reveal and everything. And just like you were thrust into this different mode of gameplay. And you actually played through a significant portion of the game at that point before the flood even show up. And now you're like, okay, now you have to play the game totally differently. And all the rules have changed. It's kind of just a brilliant gameplay mechanic. You know, I think we did a good job there with the gold. I don't know. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think this guy needs some gold on his shield. I want to get some gold over that. I'm not going to put as much detail into him as I would on an actual model, but the poor guy needs some. You know, we need to get some blood here. That could be fun. That could be really fun. Yeah, let's make this guy command level or veteran level here. Let's give him a gold helmet. There we go. I think it will be kind of similar. Like, I introduced my son to Dragon Ball Z back in 2023. And we watched through the whole series together. And it's like a long build-up to Super Saiyan. It was kind of the same thing. Like, when he saw that episode, he was like, whoa, it's finally happening. The encountering the flood for the first time is kind of the same thing. It's in fact, both of those are things that people like will do on social media. Like, they'll record their significant other or their friend or something watching that episode of Dragon Ball Z or playing that level of Halo Combat Evolved. And I think there's a reason for that. All right, we're losing a little bit of detail here, but that's okay because we're going to come back with a wash. I don't know if you guys can even see that. Can you see that? Okay. Cool. Start with 2016 and go forward from there. Okay, that is good to know. Yeah, I wouldn't have known where to start, to be quite honest with you. Fair enough. I just learned recently that, like, Doom Guy became the Doom Slayer at some point in the story or something. Like, there was, like, he became, like, he went through, like, the deification machine or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. That was a little tidbit of lore I picked up on the social media. I don't know. Let me know if that's false. Maybe I heard some fake news, kids. But yes, right. It was like the I can't remember the name of it, but gosh, there's so much. That's the thing. Like, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, man, you could play every major game within reason. Now, like, I mean, I'm a dad, so I'm hopeless. It's worth it. But, like, you know, I imagine it's got to be hard with so many choices. All right. Not bad. Let's see. Okay. So I could paint the grass more, but that'd be really boring for a YouTube live. I don't think you guys want me to do that. That wouldn't really be that exciting. There's touch-ups here I can do. That's also pretty boring. There's this like computer panel here. This thing right here. This needs some colored buttons on it. When we're gonna go with Orange Fire, Vallejo, and where is it? Where did it go? I think you guys can see my paint spinner over here. It's not that one. It's this one, Varogard. And these are actually the colors that I used on these crates. Orange and kind of this teal. So using them there again, will kind of be like, oh, hey, you know, it matches. Oh yeah, this is a whole thing. It's actually not a Lazy Susan. Well, I mean, it's a Lazy Susan in the sense like it spins. This is a makeup organizer. It's just off. Let me see if I can move the camera just a little bit so you can see it. I got this thing at Costco. And it came with another thing, and my wife claimed that for herself. But yeah. And honestly, I need another one. It is stuffed to the brim. There is not enough room. Tactical paint mound. Yes. No, I mean clearly I'm not all that organized myself either. Don't worry about it. Just everybody, you all know, right? Army Painter has balls in it, right? It's got a pair of balls in there, and you just gotta shake them up. I love these balls, man. You can actually buy them. Oh crap! You can buy them separately, and you can even add these. What's a good example here? You can add these to like your Citadel pots to help mix them up. And whenever one of these goes empty, I make sure I pull the balls out of there. Yep, didn't think we were going to be talking about balls on this channel, but, you know, that's the way we roll. No pun intended. Hey, I got the eyebrow raise. That's what I was going for. And just a little bit here. I'm just doing like a couple buttons, so I don't need that much. But it really is a good product. I think that went in there somewhere. Okay, yeah. I'm going to pretend I found the right spot. Okay. I don't think I've added them to this one yet. Excuse me. Just a little bit. Just a touch. A skosh, do they still say skosh? Yeah, see, I started making the funny jokes, and it looks like everybody dropped out of the chat. But hey, be yourself. That's what they tell you, right? When you're a kid, they say, be yourself. Okay. Whoa. Ah. Okay. Got to get my lighting right here too. Okay, this is really, oh wow. Okay, I think we'll go with this button. Make that button right there. Why it would be teal and orange for okay, that's gross. I couldn't see my brush. And so I just made a giant mess there. Oh well. Why there would be a teal button next to an orange button, I don't know. I don't have an explanation for that. For you guys. See if I can get some of that out of there. There we go. But, you know, I've already used those colors. There we go. We cleaned that up pretty good. I've already used those colors, so it makes sense. And I think the big button needs to be red. I think the big button needs to be red. Yep, okay. Let's go with Mephisto on red. Knock the camera over. Yep, you can hear those in there. Oh, this pot needs to be mixed up. The main thing I don't like about these is they get so crusty. Yeah. Maybe it's not a good idea to make the button red then. I think the orcs would see the button and they'd be like, I don't know. Maybe that's not, maybe it's a decoy button. Like it's painted red so that you push it, but it actually doesn't do anything. There we go. We got some cute little buttons on there. That didn't take much time. And you can probably barely see it. But, oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better. That didn't take long. And it adds a nice little detail there. Yeah, wart. Exactly. Oh, man, you're taking me back. I actually have the next couple days off from work. And if I don't have anything else to do, oh, crap. Oh, geez. I might go back and relive the good old days. Okay. Now, we need to get some magic on these rocks, I think. But am I going to do more washing? That's the question. I don't think I'm going to do a huge wash, so I think I can do that. The trick for these rocks, it's a straightforward process. Oh, yes. Whatever the orcs believe is true, or becomes true, becomes reality. I heard it explained once that if there were enough orcs alive at once, they would be the most powerful species in the 40K universe. They would be unstoppable. But because there's just not enough of them, and they're so obsessed with fighting that they're constantly dying through attrition, that it's kind of a moot point. Yes, the nuclear button is the secret purple button. Only known by purple orcs. Purple orcs would be fun to paint. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Am I using the right brush? I think I am. All right. Anybody here named Matt White by chance? Anybody? Anybody? I use Matt White to dry brush the rocks because it makes the edges look real pretty. And we're just going to plop some of that on there. Ooh. There we go. Ooh, that's probably more than enough. I always do that. Yes. What was it? I heard once that the orcs, the Astra Militarum ran out of ammo. And so they just started pointing finger guns at the orcs and making like pew pew noises or something. And because the orcs believed that they were actually being shot at, and I might be misremembering this, so feel free to correct me. But because the orcs believed that they were actually being shot at, they actually died. So that whole thing kind of backfired on them. But yeah. Yeah, they went pew pew pew. Exactly. All right. So you didn't know it, but you're here to watch me edge these rocks. This edging session shouldn't take too long. Should be finished pretty quick. But yeah, all those nice little edges there. We gotta give them their attention. Hey, I told you a little bit ago. This is what the channel is. It is all in good fun, man. Ooh, okay, that's a little much, honestly. There we go. Oh, what the heck? There's way too much paint on this brush. I do not know how that happened. And see, I don't have a dry brush palette. This is a piece of cardboard, and I just use it instead. And there's like crusted up paint and stuff here. It works just as well. Everybody with those fancy dry brush palettes. Not me. All right. There we go. This covers up a lot of issues with these rocks, especially where the flat surfaces are. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes, it is the Kyle from South Park voice. You're right. I never connected those two things together. I totally should have. But you're absolutely right. The voice acting was one of the best parts of that whole franchise. Recently, I saw that actually the guy, I don't know his name, Master Chief, the voice of Master Chief, like, started a YouTube channel or something, I think. Which is like, dude, you should have done that a long time ago. You would have been rolling in it by now, but I guess finally figured out that those of us who lived through that, you know, millennials, we are now the generation of nostalgia. Yeah, I don't want to go too heavy on this. See, this rock is 3D printed. This one right here. So it doesn't have all those nice hard edges that catch the paint when I dry brush. And so I got to be a little more careful. Otherwise it kind of gets washed out. But, and like here, I obviously overlapped with some of the red. And we should, I don't know. Are we going to be able to cover that up? I don't know if we can or not, but we will try. There we go. Yeah, that works. This one got it pretty bad too. Just nice and subtle on those edges. I promise I won't make another edging joke. We're not going to talk about edging anymore. Don't think about it. Don't think about edging. Oh, yeah. The Arbiter is based. And it was very clear that they were setting up Master Chief to come back in another game at the end of Halo 3. Like, everybody knew that it wasn't over. Like, Bungie wanted it to be over. Bungie was done. But we were not done. And I think I don't know. There might have been some wisdom in letting it be done. Like, not that the Halo universe should have been abandoned, but that the games should have focused on different parts of it. Like, we should have done something different that didn't involve Master Chief. And that way you leave Halo 1, 2, and 3 the way they are, and you can move on to something different. As long as that something different doesn't go back and try to ruin what came before it. Like a certain movie franchise did. I don't know, I can't remember the name of it anymore. I was really big into it when I was a kid, but now I just, it doesn't, can't remember. It's funny how that works. Oh, this is still too much. Has to be just right. Got to get to the Goldilocks zone. That's better. That's better. I have no... I'm looking straight at the thing I'm painting, guys. I don't know if I'm showing you this well enough or not. Oh, yeah, I was going to put some metallics on there. Crap. Yep. This is how I paint models, too. I'm like, oh, yeah, that one detail that I was going to do and I totally forgot about. Oh, yeah, man. Time does fly. Time, let me tell you. Time, you do not, oh my gosh. There are things that will happen in your life, these sort of watershed moments. And after those moments happen, you will not be able to remember what your life was like before those moments. And one of those is becoming a dad. For sure. In a good way. But, yeah, while you're young, make the most of the time you have. Do the things you're afraid of. Do the things you're afraid of. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, the voice actor for the Arbiter, his voice is like, oh, it's like, I want to say it's like butter because I can't think of anything better to say, but it's better than that. Oh, he was Goliath from Gargoyles? I didn't realize that. My wife was a big fan of that show. My favorite line of his, from Halo 3, I think. Were it so easy, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a very simple, poetic line. He says it at the beginning, and then he says it again at the end. You know, very satisfying. You know, while I've got the white paint down, I might as well paint this thing, right? Let's see. I'm not going to use the dry brush on that. I think I'm going to use this guy. Yes, no, that voice acting in the Halo series was just like Katie Sackhoff is in there. Ron Perlman. Just such great talent that brought those characters to life. And of course, the voice of the main character is from somebody who was like otherwise an unknown. At the time. From what I understand, he did all the voice work for Halo and then had no, like it was just a job. He did it and then he moved on. And he had no idea, like it was not even a thought in his mind that he was going to be in other games. If I remember correctly. All right. Make sure this brush is dry enough, but not too dry. Okay. Yeah, this is a cheapo brush. My kids got these like ceramic projects. Oh man, this thing is crusty. Oh boy. But hey, it does the job. It keeps a nice edge, actually. It's probably synthetic. But it's broad enough for stuff like this. So I'm painting the center orb of plasma white. There we go. I'm going to be very cautious with this step. Don't feel like rushing it right now. Just gonna take my time. Oop. Also don't want it to look like crap, so there's that. And we'll just get the whole thing connected. It's just a happy little ball of plasma right here. Right here for you folks. A happy little ball of plasma. Have you ever seen a ball of plasma that was this happy? Channeling my inner... I'm so focused that I can't remember. Happy little trees. Gosh. Oh. Are you serious? Bradley Baker. I had no idea. I had no clue. Now, they definitely got the voices right. That's for sure. Oh, rats. Okay. Got a little speck of white right there. Would you look at that? Now, I've gone and done it. Well, it's all right. That will cover up pretty easy. There's one channel on YouTube that, like, kind of a weird one, honestly, that I recommend you all go watch if you want, like, it's kind of a nice, relaxing hobby experience. And it is not Warhammer related, although he did recently make a video where he made some Warhammer terrain, which was kind of neat. But it's the Craftsman. That's Craftsman without a T, or Steady Craftin'. Dude is, like, I discovered his channel like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And you can just sit there and watch him do anything. And it's just the most relaxing stuff in the world. And when he did Warhammer, like he did a Warhammer like trash bash terrain thing. I don't think he has ever done Warhammer on the channel before. It was just kind of out of the blue. Like, clearly the guy knows the algorithm. But it was just so comforting to my soul. I highly recommend his channel. I need more paint. Why did I put it away? The hilarious thing is he doesn't show his face. He uses a puppet. But at this point, I'm convinced he actually is the puppet. Like, the puppet is him and he is the puppet. Anyway, anyway, great channel. What are some other good channels out there? I know we mentioned Pete the Wargamer. That's a pretty good channel as well. Eons of Battle. I know maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but he comes out with videos consistently that are pretty good. The Remembrancer, if you're looking for lore, I highly recommend The Remembrancer. My son and I binge watched every single one of his videos on all of the Space Marine Legions, both Loyalist and Traitor, every Primarch. It's like very, very detailed. So if you were wanting to get into the lore of Warhammer 40K, I highly recommend the Remembrancer. His videos are also very well organized too. So if you're looking for something specific, there's some areas of the 40K universe that he hasn't covered yet, or he hasn't made videos for yet. But many that he has, so if there's something particular that you're interested in, you can find it there on his channel for sure. Oh, okay. There is a version of this file, because this is 3D printed. There's a version of this where all this is printed separately. And I'm kind of wishing that I had done that one now, because I'm going to have to use a smaller brush to get into some of these spots, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Just got to be patient, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I can do it. I just got to believe in myself. So if you don't know yet, the name of the channel is Noobs for the Noob God. Because I am a noob. I have been doing 40K, painting, hobbying, everything, for just a little bit over a year. I'm a noob. I'm not pretending to be anything but a noob. And I think more people should give Warhammer a try. And quite honestly, a lot of what I see, and I felt this myself too, is just people being really self-conscious about I don't think that I can paint to that degree, or I can't paint to the level of the box art. Don't worry about that, my guy. It's not about that. You get so much more out of it just through the experience. Adeptus Ridiculous. I should check out that channel. There's so much. Dude, there's a huge 40K rabbit hole here on YouTube. What are we doing? Whoa. Whoa, okay. I gotta get in there. There's so much content. I feel like it has kind of exploded. Obviously with Space Marine 2. You can see a whole bunch of people kind of jumping on the bandwagon a little bit, which, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have been too much of a problem. And there's going to be different opinions and stuff like that, but on various aspects of the hobby. Oh, also, Auspex Tactics. If you want to know rules and stuff, and the details on new releases, and highly detailed videos about armies and how well they've performed at tournaments and what lists they used, and changes to rules and things like that. The dude has very, very highly detailed videos. He does not leave anything out. It's done in honestly kind of like a PowerPoint style. So the cool thing is that while some of the videos are long, you can also just like skip ahead to the part of the video that you want to see the details on and just read his notes like right there on YouTube. He's another one I recommend you go follow. Like if you play the game, which I have attempted. I probably this year, I've played like 3 or 4 games. All those so far with my son. Have not yet played with anyone else, but I don't really have the time. So, my brother-in-law he's into 40K, but he doesn't have an army yet. So I'm actually gonna fix that for him here in the near future. I was supposed to do that by his birthday, have an army ready for him. Mostly 3D printed, but it was not in the cards. I've just been swamped with everything else. Okay, we are getting close here. And then we just have to wait for it to dry before we could. That's the hard part, man. Is waiting for it to dry. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to be perfect because if the white gets somewhere else, it will just look like it's glowing. Wart. Yeah, every time you say it in chat, I'm going to have to say it now, aren't I? Oh, yeah. No, I totally get that. The need to, yeah. Like, I'll play with my Blood Angels, but some of the other stuff that I'm, like, Death Guard and whatnot, I don't even know that they will be functional armies, to be quite honest with you. Like, I just think it'd be cool to paint them all and sit them on a shelf. Like, I'd be satisfied with that. Even if I never actually play a game with them. Totally get that. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, have a good one. See you around. But yeah. There's so many ways to enjoy the hobby too. And it really is a hobby. Like, again, to kind of go back to the Magic the Gathering thing. Like, Magic is all about playing the game, which I totally respect. Like, it's funny because the prices of Magic cards are highly determined by their playability in certain formats. And so the market for cards changes based on that. Whereas like with Pokemon, yeah, okay, technically it's a card game. But it's the perfect game if you want to just play the game. Because most of the cards that are good in the game, none of the collectors care about. You know what I mean? But Magic in that respect, it's kind of like one-dimensional. I guess Pokemon in a way is too, because it's mostly collecting. You can play the game. You can also collect Magic cards, for sure. There's plenty of people who do that. Kind of like you collect or you play, but you usually do both. Most people do both. Oh, yes. No, I totally... I have dreamed of making like a scenery diorama of like my Blood Angels successor chapters, like monastery thing. I can't remember the what it's called. It's late for me here too, but what is it? Chapter monastery? Is that what it? Jeez. But no, that would be sick. Or honestly, just like a massive diorama of two armies fighting. I used to do that with like Lego minifigures when I was a kid. Set them up, create like some scenery and stuff. Was never really good at it. I never had that many Legos either. I didn't have enough to do that on the scale that I was imagining it. But now I'm an adult with adult money. I also have adult time. It's like that rock, paper, scissors thing of time, health, and money. And when you're young, you have plenty of time, and you have your health, right? Your youth, but you don't really have any money. And then in the middle of your life, the most stressful part of your life too, by the way, you have money, and you probably still have your health. You know, if you're taking care of yourself at least to a minimum standard, and even if you're not to some degree, but time is what you lack. And then when you're older, you have plenty of time. Hopefully you have money. You saved it. And it's your health, your youth, that you would want back. It's like a cruel joke, man. 3D file for a Helldrake? Oh, like the fire effect that comes out of its mouth? Oh, yeah. Now, there's some good effects out there. I have the Crimson Lords bits from Grey Tide Studios. I think there's some in there for some effects for what? What are they? The Gravis guys. What are they? Jeez. You know the ones with the rockets? Shoot the rockets on their back and there's like a plume of smoke. Oh yeah. I don't know that I would like do those type of effects for like every model that I would have in my army. Like, you know, I wouldn't do that on bolters and pistols necessarily, maybe here and there. But yeah, for something big like a Helldrake, yes, you kind of, you have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a must at some point. Oh yeah, 3D printing is the whole reason why I have this channel. I would not be able to do this channel without 3D printing because, to be quite honest with you, I don't have the money to spend on that many models. I mean, I've got money, don't get me wrong. I've got adult money, but I've got bills and stuff that I've got to pay. Every week I've got children I've got to feed. So 3D printing is just what's allowing me to do all the things I want to do with 40K right now. So if any of you are on the fence, like $170 printer from Amazon, a bottle of resin is 20 bucks. The PPE you need is not that expensive. I recommend a full face respirator. You're gonna want gloves, just nitrile gloves like this, or you can get like rubber reusable kitchen gloves to handle this stuff. You don't have to do the full, like go whole hog and do their like curing station and whatnot. I bought a UV resin curing light for 20 bucks and I just put it on I have that on a shelf, and the bits and whatever it is I printed, the prints, they just sit under that light for about 24 hours or so, and they're usually good. If they're a little bigger, sometimes they take a little bit longer. The washing is the hardest part, and honestly, it's not even the washing. It's the disposing of the water. Because that stuff is not okay to put down the sink. That is the most inconvenient part of 3D printing. Inhaling the stuff, if you have the respirator, it's not even a problem. Like the respirator, spray paint is worse, in my opinion. The fumes from spray paint. I'm not giving you health advice or anything. Just what I notice when I spray paint, because I prime all my minis with spray paint, is that those fumes are much more harsh. They even make it through the respirator in some cases, whereas the fumes from the resin don't. And that's obviously because like the spray paint is an aerosol and it's being put into the air. And this isn't science class. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. Okay. So we got that. It's gonna dry. Touch-ups, wash, glow. Okay, we want to be careful. We do not. Now that we've done that, we can't use the spray wash anymore. This is what I used before, all over this. And so the problem is if I sprayed that now and any of it got on there, I'd have to repaint it. That would not be fun. That wouldn't be a fun time. That would not be a fun time. Okay, yeah, let's touch up these hazard stripes. Where did it go? Wee. What? Where did I put it? Ah, I put it over here, no wonder, okay. I like Vallejo's black. I like their black paint. I heard from somebody that apparently it used to suck, and I guess they changed it, because it's the only bottle I've ever gotten. The one thing about their bottles, though, is they do get really crusty. I don't know why that is. It just is. Just a little bit. We don't need a lot. Just some touch-ups. That should go back in there. The one annoying thing, though, is that if you get Vallejo and Army Painter, is that the caps do not match. It's really annoying. It's the really annoying part, because this is like the standard acrylic, and they have different caps, whereas metallics are black. It's, yeah, whatever. First world problems, right? Oh, you can't sleep. Well, maybe you just need a wart to put you to bed. Do I need to tell you a bedtime story? I don't think I can maintain that voice through an entire bedtime story, but yeah. I sing my kids Baby Beluga to get them to go to sleep. Maybe I should do a rendition of that as the arbiter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, moving sucks, man. Yeah, no, it's moving around and 3D printing. Yeah. No, I totally get it. Before I bought the 3D printer, I just bought some bits off of some peeps on Etsy. Had some good experiences and some not so good experiences. I remember I ordered 2 orders at like the same time from 2 different sellers. One of them, well, no, both of them actually. Tracking like was really slow. In fact, the first package, I think it was the delivery date and it hadn't showed up. And so I reached out to the seller. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I haven't gotten this and the tracking isn't updated. And they're like, oh man, that sucks. We're gonna print a new order for you and just ship it to you. And it was like, okay, that's cool. And when they did that, they shipped a replacement and it showed up pretty fast too. And literally the next day, the original order showed up because the post office just screwed up and it got lost in the mail, and they finally found it. And so I got double the amount of bits from what I ordered. And I told the guy, because I was like, because funny enough, in the replacement order, there were actually a couple bits missing. And I sent him a message about it. And then the next day, the original order showed up. And I'm like, never mind, I got everything. I got more than what I needed. Like, thank you so much for being accommodating and everything. And they were great. I think on Etsy, they're Hogged 3D, H-O-G-E-D 3D. Their logo is like a warthog or something. So they were great. And then there was another seller who, like, delivery date pass. I'm like, hey, what's up? This thing, you know, the tracking is created, but it's showing that post office doesn't have it even yet. And they're like, it's on its way to you. Just be patient. Like, I think they literally told me to be patient. I was like, okay, come on, man. Like, I sold stuff on eBay for a number of years. Not exactly the same thing as Etsy, I get that, but like, you gotta ship stuff on time, man. It's just what you gotta do. Warthog, yes. Warthog. But yeah, no, their logo is a warthog, I believe. But they were good guys. They were good guys. Yeah, no, I totally see the Halo connection there. Warthog, and yes, okay. Oh boy. What? Yeah. Oh, okay, got it. This is the most exciting part of the live stream so far, right? You're all just thrilled to watch me touch up hazard stripes. You know, if there is one Space Marine Legion I will never paint, it is Iron Warriors. I'm sorry. I said it. Hazard stripes. I've done this one. This is my first time ever doing hazard stripes. And it's even on like easy mode. Not a fan. No, you have to have some demons that need purging if you're going to subject yourself to hazard stripes. A corn hippo? Am I reading that right? Moodang. Oh, okay. No, I missed the Moodang part. I get it now. Yes, no, Moodang. Sorry. Life moves so fast these days in the information age. Moodang's like, I'm sorry to say, but the cat's trying to eat the food that's not his food. I keep having to get after him. Moodang is up there with Harambe, though. Right? Moodang, Harambe. I feel like there's a cat that's also up there with those guys, but I can't remember. Was it the cat with a funny face? Don't spontaneously combust, dude. It's not very fun. I could make a dirty joke there, but I'll spare you. I will spare you. He thinks he's so smart. This cat. There's a bowl of dog food here. I look away to paint, and he hops up and tries to eat the food. It's like, dude, I am not blind. Power Rangers Megazord, but it's the Orc Dakazord. Ooh, okay. Yep. The kindergartner in me needs that. If I saw that model, I would probably be like, okay, now I'm going to be doing orcs too, I guess. Oh my gosh. Oh crap. Oh crap, I just did it. I didn't even see it and I did it. Because now I'm thinking I would just paint all the orcs as Power Rangers too. And oh my gosh, I'm in trouble now. I'm in trouble. Oh no, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just try to be myself, and sometimes that means I'm inappropriate. But I'm kind of unpredictable too. So like, you don't necessarily know when I'm gonna be inappropriate. My wife loves it. Yeah. What do we got going on here? Oh, that's the one spot that I accidentally hit there. That's no good. Oh, I dry brushed that already with metallics. Oh, fun. Okay. Yeah, again. No, cat, that's not your food. You do not like green eggs and ham. Ward. What's it? There's another line too, isn't there? From Halo. My favorite line though from the original franchise is from Halo 3 with the brutes. If you like hang out around them long enough and like don't kill them, one of them, I think, I don't know if it has to be like a leader or not, but they'll say to the others, no inappropriate touching. Like they're reminding the rest of them, hey, like don't touch each other inappropriately. There's all kinds of Easter eggs like that. That one's particularly funny. Help us. It's ringing a bell. I need to play the game again. Man, it's been so long. El Puzzle. Something like that, maybe? Is that what you? I don't know. It's kind of funny because you don't see all those lines, spelled out phonetically all the time. So I'm guessing at which one you're referring to, but we. Oh wait! It's like something like that. There's another one they do. That's a very terrible impression. Ogadot, something like that. If I say it in a normal human voice, when they're kind of, I don't know if they're startled necessarily when they say that, or. And then you can understand them by Halo 2 because they've updated the translation software by that point in time, which is actually kind of realistic. I know some people didn't think it was, but the whole idea was that Master Chief's HUD was translating what they were saying, so some of them you could understand what they were saying, and others you could not. Ooh, I saw little hearts. Who gave me the little hearts? I love you too. I also love you. Where'd you go? Oh, well. Not bad. Are you embarrassed now that I called you out? It's okay. I mean, nobody knows that it was you. It's between you and me. Don't worry. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I think I'm done with that one. Oh, there's more. It's like I turn it and there's more. It's like this should have been one of the challenges on Fear Factor. Eat cockroaches? Sit in a kiddie pool full of snakes? No, we're gonna make you paint hazard stripes. Gosh. Oh, you got exams tomorrow, bro? Yep. Gotta give it the old ward. It'll be, don't worry about it. I don't know what exam you're taking, but hopefully you're prepared. If you're not, just get a good night's sleep. Stay hydrated. Remember, whatever mental state you were in when you were studying, hopefully you were studying, is the same mental state you need to be in when you take the test. So, this is why you don't study when you are under the influence. Just so you know. Not usually a good idea. Although I don't know how many people would actually study while they were under the influence. Like, that doesn't seem like a combo that would really go together. I don't think many people are like, hey, I'm gonna drink a couple of beers and study my anatomy and physiology because I've got an exam coming up. Yeah, no, I totally get you with the hazard marks. You could just be like, the cool thing is about 40K is you can make it whatever you want. So you can be like, oh, well, they had hazard marks, but then they all got like, there's battle damage. There you go, battle damage. Just like, I don't know, is it on this guy? Where there's like a sprue spot that I missed? I don't know if yeah. It's very subtle and you probably can't see it, but right there, this little imperfection. And I'm like, oh, I just need to actually just paint that black. And then it looks like battle damage. Or like the lore for the Space Marine armor. I don't know if you, I heard this from what I think is a reliable source, but I don't know. It wasn't from the horse's mouth. But the lore is that the ceramite underneath the paint, guess what color it is in the lore? It's gray. Which, like, duh, of course it's gray. I mean, it doesn't seem that exciting, but that lore is there because somebody shows up with an unpainted army and it's explained in the lore why that's the case. And that's one of the cool things about 40K. That's like the 2 Lost Legions, all that stuff. They designed the universe to be played in. And so if you don't like scraping off and cleaning the sprue marks off of your models, you can just make up an explanation for it. Like, oh, no, that's just how they do it. Like my Space Marines, they get their armor like, they have to like fuse it together. They take scrap pieces and put them together because the Imperium hates them and doesn't give them, fresh stuff, right? So just like that, you could be like, hazard stripes? No, they got burned off or something. You were playing Halo and you were supposed to be studying. Well, then you need to explain to your professor, I need to be playing Halo while I am supposed to be taking this exam. In fact, can that count as my credit for this exam? And then your professor will be like, Ward, Ward, Ward. Words so easy. Okay. Looking good there. There's a couple little imperfections. I think I'm just going to take my own damn advice here and do some metal dry brushing there on those hazard stripes, because I'm about to lose my sanity here if I've got to do any more with that. And this cat keeps trying to steal the dog's food. He's a big fat cat too. Our cats are brothers. Their mother was a stray, and our vet took them in, or took in the mother, actually, I should say, while she was pregnant. And then the kittens were born, so they were adopted out, and so we adopted two brothers. They're just tabby cats. We've got an orange cat, and the other one's kind of black and gray. The orange cat is the typical psychotic orange cat. Like, he is insane. I can't even begin to tell you. And the black and gray cat, he is scared of everything, and he eats like anything in sight. He is very, very food driven. But we also dog sit. My wife does. And so we had a dog over that, you know, they're used to that though. We have dogs over every now and then. But this dog just did not get along with our gray cat. And it spooked him. I don't know what about it. The dog didn't even try to kill him or anything, but it just spooked the heck out of him. So our gray cat hid under the couch in the living room for a whole week, even after that dog was gone. And after that week, the gray cat emerged skinny. Like, it was something else. And all of a sudden, he's like jumping on stuff he was never able to before. You know, I guess there was a reason he had all that fat. Okay. Oh no. I'm saying oh no because I'm liking how this is looking. And that's a problem, because that means that the next time I'm faced with the prospect of doing hazard stripes, I will look at this example and be like, oh, it turned out really well that time. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Because this is just, okay. This is maybe making it almost worth it. You probably can't see it very well. But just that rough metallic edge on the yellow. Oh. It's giving me feelings. It's giving me feelings, kids. Wow. All right. Okay, so that was the secret all along. I probably didn't need to painstakingly touch up every little detail on there then, but I did. I did. Oh, that looks really good. Darn it, I'm mad at myself now. I made hazard stripes look good. I didn't want them to look good. I wanted to kind of screw it up so I could give myself an excuse to never have to do it again. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Okay, if I were gonna do Iron Warriors, hypothetically, hazard stripes I would do transfers. I would do transfers. I'm actually not big on transfers for the chapter symbols and everything. I prefer have the physical chapter symbol like on the shoulder, like as part of the plastic or the resin. I went so far because my Blood Angels are a successor chapter, so I made stuff up. I went so far as to create a custom STL file for my chapter of Blood Angels, so I did not have to like buy transfers, because I would have had to buy custom transfers because I don't actually use the Blood Angels symbol on their shoulders. I use blood drops, but I don't use the like blood drop with wings. Even though it's a cool symbol and I love the Blood Angels, I wanted to do my army differently, and I just felt like if I'm going to do that, I might as well take a few other liberties. Like I'll show you guys here. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. Where is this guy? Is he in here? Oh, there's so much stuff. That's the thing. If you're a hoarder, probably not a good hobby for you. Probably a hobby you should avoid. Honestly, if you're a hoarder, you should probably just play Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator, so you never have to own any physical models. Wart. My warts are getting weaker. But here we got some works in progress here. So this is a jump pack captain. This guy right here. He turned out kind of shiny, unfortunately. The wash, you maybe can't quite, in person, you can tell a little bit more, but he's not quite done yet. He needs a little bit of touching up here and there. The wash was a little heavy. So that's that dude. And then this is a recent model. This is just an assault intercessor. Mostly 3D bits here, actually. And a little glossy on the wash still. Added some silver battle damage here and there. But you'll notice I went with the white helmet. I just prefer white over the yellow helmets that Blood Angels typically have. And yes, he's got the gangster pose with the plasma pistol. Yep, exactly. And skulls on the backpack. And this is actually part of a whole squad. Oh, there's this guy right here. This guy he's not as far along. Still with the bone white on the helmet. This guy doesn't have a helmet. I need to touch up his hair a little bit. It looks too orange. He looks like Guy Fawkes, though, with like a Guy Fawkes mustache. Oh my gosh, he's caught in my glove. There we go. And there's a couple more guys here. So yeah. I think I've got the kit bashing video of these guys on the channel, but not the painting video just yet, because I haven't finished them. And I was supposed to finish them this weekend. I told myself I'm going to finish them this weekend so I can upload that video. But then I did this objective marker instead. Yes. In fact, that's where I got the idea. I got the idea for skulls on the backpack from Jay. My guys, let's see. Well, this guy kind of has a skull on his shoulder. Their symbol is similar to this. This is one attempt at it. I've since changed the symbol. They are called the Gilded Skulls. So yeah, there's skulls everywhere. Like all over the place. That's kind of the whole thing. Then, oh yeah. So I also took a starter set. Is it the one with, what is it? It's not the starter set, it's the intro set. Has just one squad of Infernus Marines. And I took the Infernus Marines and kit bashed them into characters. So this guy is supposed to be kind of like the Indomitus captain. Right here. And then I made an apothecary from one of, and these are both Infernus Marines here, is what they originally are, with bits added to them. And then I made a librarian. And this guy's got the lightning, the witchfire, some custom bits added to him, of course, the axe, and the cape was actually made out of green stuff. So, oh yeah, hammers on top of helmets. Interesting. Yep, not everybody's a fan of librarians, but Blood Angels have lots of them because Sanguinius was particularly gifted psychically. And then I also made a chaplain, but unfortunately, because most of him is made of resin, he fell. And he's got some broken pieces here that I've got to figure out what to do. It's not repairable at this point. Like this wing on his backpack, I'm just going to have to play that off as damage. There's technically part of his helmet that's missing. So, it's too bad. But it was a fun one. And yeah, those guys were all Infernus Marines. And then the fifth one, I went way off the rails. And I tried to make him into Death Guard. And it went decently well. I have a specific kind of idea I'm going for. That's what these lumps are on his back. He is not intended to be one-for-one a copy of what is it, Lord of Contagion, but it kind of meant to be inspired by that. So that video will also be up on the channel soon. Whole idea being that you could take an intro set, which is like $55, but you also get some Tyranids, and you could kit bash 5 characters. And most of these bits that I got, that I 3D printed, are free bits. I can't tell you where to get them though, because GW will come for me. But yeah, most of these were free bits. Some of them like this guy. His sword, this came from a D&D model or something. I cut the hand off of. So that was kind of interesting. But the idea being that I'm going to spend $55, get some extra Tyranids, convert these guys into 5 characters, and each one of these characters I might have to spend $35 to $45 on. So you save some dough that way. And another one, this was actually a recent kit bash on the channel. This was a suggestion from a viewer. Wow, I almost dropped it. Oh boy. At the bottom of that base needs to be sanded desperately. Oh boy. But that's for another day. Oh boy, we got a dogfight going on here. Anyway, chaplain on bike. And he's popping a wheelie. As you can see. And my viewer requested a heavy metal theme, so we added a BC Rich Warlock onto the backpack. And some skulls and chains. Added some custom bits here and there. He's got a spear for his Crozius. This guy was pretty fun. This guy was very fun. Thank you to Joey. He was the one who suggested chaplain on bike. I went with it. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a, I can see it being Dark Angels as well. I haven't exactly decided how I'm going to paint him. If I'm just going to paint him Blood Angels or not. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible right there. What happened? What's this from? That's the thing about resin, guys. It's brittle. Oh, man. Okay, a teeny tiny piece. Oh, thank goodness. It was just the edge of the scrap metal on the base. There's this piece of 3D printed scrap metal. So the fact that that broke is totally fine. I'm going to put him away before I cause any more damage. Wart. You got me. You got me. Let's see. We'll put those back. Okay. All right. Do I need to do any more dry brushing on this thing? Well, I guess I'm leaving this guy out for now. I guess that's what's happening there. I'll just hang out with Ted and Pete. Ted, Pete, and Frank. Yeah, some of that upper edge right there could be touched up a little bit. See, I always tell myself, like, oh, I'm just going to get that thing done fast. I'm just going to do it simple and easy, and I'm not going to overcomplicate it. And then it winds up taking me 3 days. Because I found that I just take pleasure in, perfecting it, I guess. Larry, is there a specific elite named Larry? Is that the elite at the end? Is that they name that elite Larry or something? Did I miss that? Ooh, some stippling would actually be good. Wart. That was a different wart right there. There we go. I get some chipping going on here. Chip. Chip. Right there. And there. Maybe we'll do some stippling up here. Make it look like the paint really... See, this is the part that I enjoy, and this is the part that winds up slowing me down. But you know what? I guess it's fine because I enjoy it. All right. I think you're not asleep because you're staring at a light source. And you have probably pushed yourself past your body's initial signal for you to fall asleep, and so your body assumes you have a reason to stay awake, and that is making it difficult for you to fall asleep. So if you need to fall asleep, I recommend turning off the screen. As much as I would love for you to stay till the end of the stream here, yeah, just turn the screen off, my friend. It's okay. It is okay. Oh, you're painting Karn? Oh, well. Okay, well, you're possessed by corn then. That's why you can't sleep. You are being driven by corn. That must be what. Yeah, that's the most logical explanation. That's like the smartest thing I've heard all day, and it came out of my own mouth. Let's see here. Okay, let's put a wash on this dude. A washy wash. We're gonna go dark tone. Oh, this is a fresh bottle. Ridiculous. Oh, 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 this brush is dirty. She's a dirty brush. But that's the way I like it. How many people will leave after I made that joke? I don't know. Don't leave, please. I need you for external validation. I got none as a child. All right. Okay. Not bad. That'll work. So I like these broad brushes here for washes because I can apply a lot of it very evenly. This guy needs to look like he's seen some stuff. We'll get some blood on here in a moment too. Yeah. You might be. You might be, my friend. I have become familiar with this brain rot you speak of because I am the parent of a member of Gen Alpha, privileged to be, and yeah, he taught me all the brain rot. Funny thing is, I feel like the younger crowd were some of the last people to learn about, like, Skibbity Toilet. I don't know. I learned about it before my son did. Didn't think much of it. And then all of a sudden he's saying Skibbity and Rizzler and Sigma and, like, just all at once. Like, I didn't know what to think about it. Yeah, that's good there. I like that. I've got some extra wash here, so let's go back over some of these rocks a little bit. Some of them got a little too much white on them. There we go. That'll just bring them, that'll tone down that white a little bit. I made a mess. Okay. There we go. Your feed is literally just AI generated videos featuring Kanye. Oh yeah, Kanye's been making a splash these days, hasn't he? I gotta be careful here, don't I? Or the stream's gonna get taken down. Oh, the Italian. 10 reels in a row. It's ward. What even am I? Oh, man. I never thought I'd say it, but I'm too old for this. No, I'm kidding. Italian brain rot? Is this a new... I didn't think the Italians were coming up with new stuff anymore. I thought they were, you know, sticking to pasta and wine and cheese and you know, tracksuits. I mean, the Russians do too. I'm not saying that the Italians have a monopoly on tracksuits, but I mean, we've all watched The Sopranos, right? I guess I shouldn't assume. Cars and pizza. Yes, cars. Yes, that's the other one. Yes, cars. Although pizza, to be honest with you, it might have been born there in Italy, but I mean, come on, we perfected it here in the United States. Oh, that's right. That's what I was thinking I needed to do. You got to go back to the metallics, the gunmetal. Italian brain rot. See, the first thing I think of is Mario. It's me, Mario. What I found out, guys, brothers, Mario is not saying It's a me, Mario. He's saying a Japanese word. Itsumi. Itsumi Mario. Which is Super Mario. Literally. It sounds like he's saying, it's a me. Because, you know, whatever. And maybe they've leaned into it, but originally I think it was supposed to be him just saying, Itsumi Mario. Oh, man. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay would scare me. Been to his restaurant in Vegas, though. Good stuff. This crate can get a little bit of edging. Let's do some edging on this crate, guys. I realize I'm holding it too low. Because if I'm doing everything down here, this is where all the chat is. I'm just going to do everything where the chat is. This will make you have to read the chat. Oh, okay. I'm kidding. It's like those annoying things that, like, when you're watching somebody YouTube and you're like, geez, why are they doing that? It's annoying. And then you have to do the YouTube thing yourself. And you're like, oh, okay, I see. It's not their fault. Oh, boy. Chicken jock. Don't get me started on chicken jockeys. Took my kids to see the Minecraft movie. And yeah, there were a ton of high schoolers there. It was an interesting time. My gosh, dude, are you sure you're not on the dark web? You're having a good time, at least. I hope. Ah. There we go. Oh, that's still wet. Okay. That's what she said. Let's see. Let's let that one soak for a little bit. Okay. Blood effects. True Blood. Wasn't that a show? I think it was a show. I've never used this stuff before. To be honest with you, it says shake well. Yeah, well then I don't know. I guess you better go to bed. Have a good one, buddy. I'll be back, don't worry. I'll be back. Okay, how do we do this? Let's see. I think we're just gonna go with a drop. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. That's like sticky and slimy. Okay, we've got to get some going right there. And let it like... Oh, man. Okay, that's gnarly. That's pretty gnarly. I know I'm not supposed to be just dropping it right on there with the dropper bottle, but instinctively that's what I'm doing. Like, I just need to let it, it's like, you know, it's a crime scene. Blood pooling and whatever, all the stuff I learned on Dexter when that show was a thing. Oh, that's a bubble right there. Okay, I get it. I see why this stuff exists now. We're gonna do a little bit of a pool of it, I think, because that's gonna look rad right there. You need to bring back, you know, with all this talk of brain rot, What we actually need to do is bring back like old school like slang, like rad and bitchin'. You know what I mean? Those words need to make a comeback. Okay. Okay. I gotta let that dry a little bit. Let's focus on les grass. For that, we've got some cheap acrylics. This is cheap yellow acrylic paint. Terrain does not require heavy duty stuff, my friends. Thank you all for joining me for this late night painting session. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, all that YouTube stuff, but I mean, you do what you want. I'm not your boss. I don't think that was enough yellow. Yeah, that was not enough. I was taking it too easy there. My daughter saw me working on this earlier today. She's 4. And she's like, I want to paint that. So I'm like, okay, you can dry brush some grass. And she did it. I kind of want this to look like it's a little, wilted grass maybe. If I can pull it off. We also need to get some tufts on here. That's right. Oh yeah, tufts. Where the heck did I put my grass tufts? They'll be around here somewhere. We should stipple. That's what we should do. We should stipple. Ugh. All right. That's a little better. That's a little better. All right. Oh boy. All right. I think. Ooh. Not for this one. But this is Alien Blood Moon grass from Gamer's Grass. That's not going to match this aesthetic, like, at all. So we will skip that one. But I also have some real ones around here. Oh, yeah, I bought these. Toxic Waste. I'm going to use the... Oh, man, you can see my lamp. I am planning to use these in combo with one another. I think there's one of these sheets in here that might work for this kind of thing, though. Let me check. Let's see. We'll pull that back. So this one. Oh, I like that. Yeah, we'll use a couple of these. Those will look good. You just figured out your problem. You're back. I thought you left. I thought you went to sleep, my friend. Caffeine. Ah, yes, caffeine. That'll do it to you. You should avoid caffeine after 4 p.m. if you are trying to go to sleep at a normal time. Wart. I like this guy. Ooh. And they're kind of bunchy and funky looking. You know, like you. You're special. When your mom said you were special, this is what she meant. Right there. Ooh. There we go. Let's get another one. Right in there. Oh, crap. I'm going to wind up using more of these than I should. Because I like these a lot, actually. Got a very, like, yeah, it matches this quite well. Problem is, I'm doing 4 more of these objective markers in this same, like, color scheme. So I've got to make this last for 5, for 4 more. So how many more? I guess I could count them if I wanted to. Paint World Eaters on stream. It'll probably be something 3D printed. I'll be straight up with you. But we could do that. We could do that one of these days. The best way to get me to do something is to ask me to do it. If I'm being honest, it's not that complicated. So I probably will now. Now that you said it. Pre-heresy. See, now you're speaking my language too. Because I think I've seen somewhere where they do like the pre-heresy paint scheme, but then they just like drench them in blood so that you can see the armor starting to turn red. And I don't know if it's canon or not, but from what I understood, their armor is red because of the blood on their armor, not because they painted it red. Yeah, blue and white. Yeah. That's it's an awesome color scheme, actually. That really, there's no 40K kind of equivalent to it. I think that's pretty good. Boy. Well, see, the word bearers, did they change their armor color red or something like that too? I feel like, see, the word bearers also being red to me is just like, I don't know, like they could have been a little more creative. There's World Eaters and Blood Angels being red, not a problem. Don't mind that, totally get it. You got the Chaos version, you got the Loyalist version. It's cool, works, no problem. Ultramarines are blue, that's fine, right? And then you've got Night Lords are kind of blue, but Alpha Legion, I mean, they're not really blue. They're blue-green these days. But green, you've got Salamanders and Dark Angels and Death Guard. All different shades of green, so it kind of works. It's not really a problem. Then you got, but then there's the Black Legion, the Crow Boys, whatever they're called, the Raven Guard, and the Iron Hands. They're all black. Like there's no orange Space Marines. I feel like orange and, well, I mean, purple Emperor's Children, but they're kind of more pink and fluorescent these days, I guess. Chaos Undivided is icky. I don't know, man. I don't know. Chaos Undivided armies can actually be pretty neat because you can actually take like units from those other deity factions in some cases. I saw what's the channel? The dude, he did Alpha Legion, and he incorporated some Death Guard, and so he was Death Guard with an Alpha Legion paint scheme, which was actually pretty sick looking. And that's technically Chaos Undivided because like the lore was like they left Nurgle because reasons, which was cool. All right. All right, kids. I am calling it a night. So now you have to go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. There will be more updates about this thing on the channel. It's pretty much done. I'm sorry I didn't get to the plasma ball. That's really like the last thing. That'll be in the final video. That'll probably come out here in the next week or so. So if you want to see it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you around. How do I end this thing? Do I just say goodbye? Oh. Okay, bye, kids. Bye. Wart, wart, wart.